time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them, this is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit, I'm a big bull in this element, yeah, said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah, I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch I step in it, yeah, and I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here, watch I touch down, pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now, have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that, big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that, work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that, had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend in my own mind. Jay, what's going on with you, man?
Not much, man. It was a slow weekend. No boxing yesterday. Kind of disappointed in that.
Facts. So, let's see. We got 19 people in the building, 4 likes. Guys, when you come through the door, smash the like button so other people can find this content. Jay, I want to go ahead and give shout outs to the people that support the channel, Nadaj Vodka, www.Nadaj Vodka. Some of the best tasting vodka you will ever want to taste. Triple distilled out of Jacksonville, Florida, black owned. Go check it out, www.nadajvodka.com. We also have Rock Dog Interactive. Rock Dog, if you need anything in regards to your website design, logo design, and all other things associated with your business, then reach out to Rock Dog Interactive. They got you covered. And Black Father Figures, that's the League of Legacies. Hopefully we will see him again. We haven't seen the League of Legacy in quite some time, but he is doing wonderful work out there in the community for Black fathers. Let me go ahead and salute the chat very quickly. I see Jay in the building. Lil J, what's going on with your fam? Kizza Media, what's going on with your fam? Let's see. Andre Noble, Ravon Harris, Marquis, salute. All right, Jay. Oh, one more thing. AM Sports Cover 4. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We now have a college football channel. You guys know that we were doing a little bit of college football on AM Sports Media, but we've decided that this is going to be purely a boxing-related show, the Angry Man Podcast. But now we have Cover 4 on AM Sports Media channel. I'm going to pin the link to the channel up in the chat. Make sure you guys go subscribe first. 1,000 people are entering into a raffle to win a $200 gift card. All right, yes, Jay, where do you want to go from here?
Let's go ahead and start with get this fake news out of the gate from your guy, Rick Glaser, talking about how there's gonna be a big announcement on Tuesday that Canelo, that PBC basically is broke. That he's been saying they've been broke for what, 5, 10, 7, 11 years, something like that. Mm-hmm. That they weren't going. Basically, Canelo's going to leave them. You know, they're going to end up fighting. It's going to be Canelo and Munguia because they couldn't prove funds of $35 million to Canelo for his upcoming fight on May 4th. That turned out to be a lie, as Canelo came out and did not say anything of the sort. You know, so it's rumored to believe that Canelo may be fighting. We're not sure who he's fighting, but it's rumored it's probably maybe Charlo. Charlo had posted in. Charlo came back and said, I haven't been in talks with Al in a long time. So, you know, I don't know how. Basically trying to say that he doesn't know where anyone got that information from. But he was the one that put a picture out there, him and Canelo fighting May 4th on his IG. It's just funny. So I don't know what's going on with Maul on that. But, yeah, once again, Rick G proves to be a lie again. So what's your takes on old Ricky G?
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the channel, surprisingly, that actually listen to what this guy has to say, and it's been it's been really baffling to me that anybody really believes anything that he says. He's been wrong so many times and so often that I'm surprised that people continue to listen to what it is that he has to say. Now, I think a lot of it has to do with just merely they like what he's saying in regards to PBC because they have a disdain for PBC for whatever reason. Or maybe it's something else. I have absolutely no idea. But Rick, more often than not, is wrong. And there's several things that Rick has said here recently in regards to PBC. But not only that, Top Rank and the fact, and he mentioned that TKO, which now owns WWE and the UFC, was going to buy Top Rank. Nothing of the sort. They came right out and said that was not true. So the guy he's been in the business for quite some time. I would imagine that he has sources. I just don't understand why his sources are so porous and poor so often.
Yeah. Not on that, the number game, when he said that, you know, about Ryan and Tank numbers weren't what they were. He said Devin only sold like 25, 30,000 or something like that as well. You know, he just continues. It's one thing to be wrong and, you know, just own up to it afterwards, and be loud and wrong is another thing, and just keep moving the goalposts. You know, now he's saying, oh, wait a couple weeks, Canelo gave PBC an extension now all of a sudden. Man, stop. Just stop. You know, I'm not saying everything dude says is wrong, but he gets a lot of it wrong. I think we just gave examples of a lot of things that he got wrong, loud and wrong. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's one thing if you don't like the PBC, Top Rank, whatever promotional company it is that you have a bias against. That's fine, but to be loud and raw, at least have facts behind it. You know, he's just going off of emotions on his reasoning why he doesn't like the PBC and some other stuff as well on that. But it's just funny that he just, you know, moved the goalposts afterwards and didn't even say he owned up to it. You know, he put out another lie. They gave Canelo gave them an extension to gather the money to pay him for May 4th, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, that's your boy Ricky G. Ricky G. So moving on, so staying along with like kind of like Jermall, you know, has it always been Jermall Charlo for this upcoming fight on May 4th?
I think it's always been Jermall. Well, we just talked about this a little bit because Jermall Charlo went on his social media account, to basically show a picture of himself and Canelo Alvarez, or Canelo basically saying that he's going to fight him next. There's a lot of people that have doubt in regards to who Canelo Alvarez is going to fight next, but with him saying that he's an American, it does make sense that it would be someone like Maul. Actually, not someone like Maul, exactly Maul, because no one else really fits the criteria. Now, I know we'll jump into this a little bit later, but it doesn't sound like it's some of your top names at 168 that are going to get an opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez. So, I think it's Maul. And I think it's always been Maul until somebody tell me that it's not Maul.
And again, if it is Jermall Charlo, it's a fight no one asked for, and no one truly wants at this point in time in Jermall Charlo's career, being that he was on a hiatus for almost 3 years before he fought Jose Benavidez Jr. Last December. Last December, November, when it was on that fight. So no one wants that fight, just like no one wanted the Jermall Charlo versus Canelo fight neither. They spun it as undisputed just cause it was a fight no one wanted, and it turned to be a stinker because of Jermall Charlo's lack of ability to just fight just a fight, period. He didn't really try anything, it seemed like, in that fight at all. The only fight that should be, and we'll go ahead and get into that now, should be Benavidez. David Benavidez, that should be the only fight next for Canelo. That's the fight most of the public wants. That's the fight that should happen because he's the mandatory for over 2 years now. Definitely a mandatory now. As WBC just said they're coming out with it. Mauricio is saying that he should be enforced to become the mandatory, but he didn't say when. He didn't say if it would be.
Oh no! I read something, Jay, earlier today that he will not be forced to become the mandatory. Specifically for May, or maybe this is what you're saying, specifically for May, and has not designated when he's going to become the actual mandatory.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. And so it's like, I'm just over it right now. If you're not going to fight your mandatory, just drop the belts, and then you're not regulating anything. I mean, Canelo's not regulating anything right now as is, the way he moves. As Keith Thurman said, is like, you guys, why are we expecting something out of Canelo we know he's not going to do? I'm not expecting it at all. I'm expecting him to pivot to the opposite way. I'm expecting him to fight a Jermall Charlo. I'm expecting to fight someone else other than David. And this is not me saying that David's going to beat Canelo if they were to fight. It's just the best fight to be made at 168. There's no other fight at 168 that should be made outside of those two. So, I mean, this is coming from David Benavidez's team, Samson, saying that they got word that they're not in line to fight Canelo at all in 2024. So, I mean, that's just shitty amongst itself. If that is true, that's very, very shitty. Now, I know, Greg, you went on a nice little talk about this after I sent you some information about it as well. So I'll let you share some of your feelings and thoughts about this whole Benavidez for Canelo.
If Canelo does not, and you probably saw this, or some of you guys may have saw this, but I went live on Friday because it got in my crawl. It really agitated me. It made my skin crawl when I heard that his promoter said, or his being David Benavidez, that they were not in line for an opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez in 2024. And I know that Canelo only has 2 more fights on his deal. I was just completely outraged because at this point, it's just like the guy is just willing to just outright say, I'm going to duck this guy and I don't give a damn what nobody say. No amount of pressure is going to make me get into the ring with this guy. And that was a real issue for me, dog, because we put this guy on a pedestal. And I think this might have been maybe Paulie Malignaggi. And I would say there's a number of things that Paulie Malignaggi said in the past that I don't agree with, but this isn't one of them. He talked about putting these guys on a pedestal and, they become the sport instead of, promoting the actual sport, like kind of the UFC. So I with Canelo, I really understand that point in the sense that with Canelo, I mean, he is positioned himself as the number one, or maybe Oscar De La Hoya, or his opportunity in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, but he's been positioned as the number one fighter in the sport, and he has been leveraging that to a T for several years, to an absolute T, right? And some people want to give him a lot of credit for some of the things that he's done in the past. I like the Danny Jacobs fight. I like the first Triple G fight. Definitely the Floyd fight. But there's some stinkers in there, right? The Yildirims of the world. Billy Joe Saunders was an all right fight. I love the Caleb Plant fight. But there's just some things in there that are just stinkers. And we know that they're stinkers. And we have issues with it. And when you have a guy that's been your mandatory for damn near 3 years, and when you were at the 160-pound division, the biggest and best fights there to be made were with Maul and Demetrius Andrade, a terrible fighter. And I can't remember what it was. Somebody used some logic saying that Canelo sued or did something to Matchroom and DAZN because he wanted the Demetrius Andrade fight, and Demetrius left. Listen, bro, listen, Jason, I don't even have to know the details of this. I don't even have to do any research to know if Canelo Alvarez wanted the Demetrius Andrade fight. He would have had that mofo in a second, and Demetrius would have accepted it in a second. So let's not come on, dog. Come on, man. But nah, man. I'm just at this point. I'm tired of Canelo Alvarez. I'm tired of how he's holding up the sport. I'm just tired of it, man. And if he's just gonna fight two bums on the way out, and I'm not saying let me back up, because Mel is not a bum, or Maul's not a bum. But if you gonna fight a guy that's moving up and been inactive. Like if this would have been Maul 3 years ago, I would be excited, or 4 years ago, I'd be excited about this fight. Today, not so much. So I'm just tired of Canelo with the goofies. That's it.
And to your point, Greg, remember he was trying to move up the cruiserweight to fight Makabu? So he get a strap.
I thought it was the dude out of Mayweather's camp that he was trying to move up to fight. You sure? Because he wanted him to come down there. Yeah, he did.
Makabu had a belt.
You talking about at cruiserweight?
Yes.
Guys, tell me who I'm thinking that I'm missing the guy's name. Like he's from.
You try to move it because people. Oh, that'd be great. He moves up. I'm like, that dude is tailor made. He's not good at all. He's already been knocked out by Tony Bellew. So I mean, he wanted Makabu. You talking about Badu Jack? He wanted to try to get Badu Jack.
Yes, Badu Jack. Okay. That's who he
wanted Badu Jack afterwards, and he wanted Badu Jack to be at a catch weight.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was trying all type of goofy shit, and Badu Jack called him out, and he's like, "Nah, it ain't happening. Why I'm up there at this weight for a reason. I'm not gonna give you advantage to try to drop down for this. Nah, it ain't happening." So I mean, stuff like that. I've been on Canelo because of the way he's moved. You know, with that European diet was crazy to me. It's just, Yildirim, Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, even from him fighting back the Chavez Jr., who had no skin in the game whatsoever. It's just I don't agree with that. One thing I do agree with him on though is this: him saying no to fighting Bud. And two reasons I agree with this. Hopefully he's saying no to Bud so we can get that David Benavidez fight. For my own selfish reason, I want that. And two is Bud will be going up 3 weight classes. I don't like that at all. Now, if they were the same size, skill for skill, I got Bud skill for skill. But I do believe that size and that weight is going to make a difference for him not being a normal 168-pounder fighting at that weight class for any extended time. So that doesn't bother me as much. This ain't nothing against Bud. This is just doing just the numbers things. 168, 147, that's just too much of a weight change, even for the almighty Terence Bud Crawford as well. That's just my opinion on that. What's yours?
I don't really want to talk about Crawford. I just don't. I just don't feel like it. Let me pause right here real quick, Jay. We got 67 people in the building, 22 likes. If you get the opportunity, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast, where we always drop boxing-related content on a daily basis, so hit the subscribe button. And also, if you are a fight fan and you also love college football as we do, go subscribe to AM Sports Cover 4. That's our new channel that we are covering college football. That's the other sport that we really enjoy, so make sure you go check it out. And it is pinned in the top of the chat right now. Make sure you go become a subscriber. All right, Jay, where do we go from here?
Yeah, so Larry Lopez, I agree. I understand what you're saying, because I'm not calling you a hater on Tank. If you're saying that Tank needs to fight the top fighters, we've been saying that for how long, Greg? We've been saying this year he needs to fight either Frank, Shakur, Devin, all of those names. We saying he needs to fight this year, at least one of them this year. So we're in agreement with that. I don't have no problem with that. I want to see Tank fight the best. But Canelo has been he has a mandatory. He has a mandatory named David Benavidez, and he's been doing everything he can not to fight him. And again, this is not me saying that I think David Benavidez beats him. That's just the best fight to be made at 168. There's no better fight at 168. Y'all can't convince me otherwise.
Makes sense.
Now, speaking of Tank, we had Gary Russell. We had a nice interview with Gary Russell, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., and he said he would love a fight with Tank. Now, I know Gary's had an injury a while back. Gary usually fights like once a year. He seems like, also due to politics as well as him, the way he kind of got screwed in losing his title when he fought oh boy, I remember watching that fight. I thought he at least held it to a draw, but I wonder how y'all would think him moving up to fight Tank. It'd definitely be a sellout, being in that area they both are from, in that area on that side over there in the East Coast. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Greg? You think it would be something that people would be interested in and be loving, or people say, no, he's moving them up he's moving someone that's a fighter that's inactive and that's just coming off an injury as well?
I would like to see Gary Russell get the opportunity. I think the last time he fought was at what? When was the last time he fought at? Has he fought at 30 yet? I want to say the last fight. I thought his last fight was at 26. So, I mean, that would be a couple of weight classes, a weight class to a couple of weight class jump for Gary Russell. I would like to see him get to fight number one, because, Gary Russell is a real dude, man. I mean, you get the opportunity to talk to him, or whatever, man. He's just a real dude, man. So I appreciate him, and would love for him to get the opportunity to face Gervonta Davis, who I also like a lot. I think from a names perspective, I think it works for Tank. However, I would say this, Jay, it would need to be the second fight or the third fight of the year. Actually, I think it needs to be the last fight of the year, because I think he needs to get one of those bigger names out. And we'll talk about that, I think, sometime today. But he needs to get one of those bigger names, either his first or second fight. A name like Gary Russell, although it's a good name, you're bringing Gary Russell up, and Gary's been inactive. So,
yeah. Someone said in the chat it would be a fun, good fight, because there was a fight on Friday with Ashaki Foster fighting Supernova. Shushu was fighting also, but they mentioned that Gary Russell Jr. versus Ashaki Foster. That would be a good fight. That would be a good little scrap. I know Ashaki said he's had trouble making weight this time at 130 because he didn't have the nutritionist. So now he's saying he's going to get nutrition to get him ready for his next fight, which still kind of floors me. Someone's a champion that doesn't have a nutritionist. I don't understand that, but Gary Russell, I've always been high on him because his skill, his boxing IQ is real high to me, and I like his mentality. He has a dog mentality as well. He don't take shit from nobody, and I appreciate that. So, I mean, that'll be a fun fight, him and Oshaki Foster. Salute to Oshaki for getting a big win on Friday night as well against Supernova. And Shushu. Shushu looked real good with that knockout in the 4th round.
Okay.
All right, so let's keep it on Tank right now.
Yep.
So Tank's team has come out and said that they would like for Tank's next fight to be Frank Martin. I'm here for it. I'm here for that. Because that would solve a lot of issues that a lot of people have been saying about Tank. He hasn't fought a black fighter in for ages. He hasn't fought a top fighter in ages. Here we go. If that's the matchup, that they said on the Rats podcast that Smoothie King, I think he's go by Smoothie King, that they want, I'm really sure they can get that fight because that's an in-house fight. Frank's been a little inactive. Tank hasn't fought, since he knocked out Ryan. I think that would be a good fight for both of them. Come on in May or June. I think they mentioned they're talking like June on the podcast. That would be good. That would be good. Then that should silence a lot of the haters for Tank as far as saying he's not fighting top competition with him knocking Frank. If he fights Frank and knocks Frank off, that'll solve that problem there, as well as the African American fighter. Takes care of everything all at once.
Yeah. I like the idea of Frank Martin. That Frank is one of the 3 names that we thought at 135 pounds that Gervonta Davis should be fighting. And with Tank, if he were to get into the ring with Frank Martin, I would love to see that. I think Frank Martin, so Frank has been doing a lot here lately in terms of, give me a second, Jay. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing with Frank just haven't been inactive. That's the only thing that gets me, but Tank hasn't been active neither. I'm not saying Frank is a champion. Frank is a damn good fighter. You can't say he's not. He did have one stinker, but that's not how Tank's going to fight him. Tank's not going to be moving on his bike the full time. So, I mean, that would be a great matchup. And like I said, it checks the boxes. He's a top 5 fighter in the weight class, top 5, top 10, especially at 135 with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia no longer there. So, I mean, it's definitely top 5 fighter for Tank to fight. Him fighting Tank, that'd be a wonderful fight right there. So, I mean, I see no reason why that should not happen because they're in the same side of railroad tracks. We'll have a great thing. Now, I see what you're saying, Jay. You say you lost a lot of respect for Frank for ducking Shakur. I'm not really can't say too much about that because Frank made it clear what he wanted the take home to be. He wanted his take home to be $1 million. They weren't giving him that. That's what he wanted. Take home, not saying it's $1 million, then you got to pay for your trainers, you got to pay everyone else. He wanted his take home to be at least $1 million. At least that's what he said on a couple podcasts back. I want to say probably back in December. So I'm not mad at him at that. I wish Shakur would have just said, okay, you want $1 million take home? I'm going to give you some out of my purse so we can get this fight going. Because I want to see that fight too. I would have loved to have seen Frank versus Shakur. But Shakur didn't want to pay him or whatever it was. It didn't happen. So I'm okay with the things where it's going right now. I can't really say Frank ducked him on that aspect. It really wasn't necessarily there because he asked for a certain amount. That was it. Salute Barbara D. Yeah, Mr. Vegas. I don't call that a duck. I don't call that a duck. Because if Shakur come back and counter offer him with the money he wanted, then if Frank doesn't take that $1 million, then that's a duck. That would have been a duck. Because then I'm like, hey, I'm giving you what you asked for. What more do you want? So it doesn't matter if it's 3 times what he's ever paid in the past, Jay. if dude said that he has a number. I want $1 million take home. So if I need to get 1.3, so I have $1 million take home, what's the issue? What's the issue? That's not a duck. That's not a duck. And of course, it's probably 2 or 3 times what he ever made because Frank hasn't been on the scene that long yet. Frank's getting there, and Frank showed a lot of promise. So I mean, Shakur could have pulled his card, just like Shakur said he could have pulled Devin's card by accepting what Devin offered him, but Shakur didn't. Why? Shakur had a number that he wanted to get paid. That's why. Frank has a number he wants to get paid. No, Frank's not on the same level as them. No, but he has a number. Shakur had a number. So, I mean, you can't. Are you mad at Shakur for not taking the fight with Devin? Because you can look at that as a duck. Devin offered him 25% of whatever they said it was. Wasn't Shakur's number. Shakur wanted to go another route. He wanted a petition, so he tried to get a 50-50. Shakur wasn't deserving, in my opinion, of a 50-50 on that back then. So, nah. Shakur offered Frank less than he offered him. Exactly, Big Supreme. So, I mean, we got to call it both ways. I mean, biggest thing, I hate the fact that we didn't get the fights we want to see. We didn't get the Shakur fight versus Frank. We didn't get the Shakur versus Devin. So, hopefully, that's coming up. I'm hoping we get those fights this year. You know, I don't know what Shakur is doing. Shakur said he's coming up to fight in June. We'll see when that comes up because he said he was retired. He's no longer retired now, I suppose. Actually, I never thought he was retired based on what he booed and what he said. Because Shakur said that he was keeping the belt, so he said if anyone wants to be undisputed, when they're undisputed at 135, they got to come through him. Therefore, you're not retired. So I mean. Exactly. That's the crazy thing about it. It's like 3 times that could be anything, you know, but who do have a number, Mr. Jason? What do you mean? Veronica, what do you mean who do have a number? You know, I'm not counting anybody's paycheck, wallet or anything like that. I'm just going by what Frank actually said. This is what Frank actually said. You know, this is what Shakur said when he didn't like to deal with Devin. So it is what it is. We didn't get either of those fights, you know, because Shakur had a number. He wanted to go a route where he'd get more money. And Frank had a number. Frank said, no, I'm not agreeing to that. Now, just me being the person I am and wanting to bet on myself and think I can handle it all, I would have taken the shorts, take the shitty end of the stick at that point in time, beat their ass, and then I would call the shots like Devin did. I'm not saying Kambosos was a world beater, anything like that, but Devin bet on himself to go across the pond to fight Kambosos. Beat him twice, and he had to fight Loma. He bet on himself and took the shit end of the stick. Shakur said later on, man, I should have did that. Why didn't you? You say he's easy work, handle the business. He's that simple. Then you call all the shots. You control all the pieces on the chessboard at that point in time. Easy to me. You there, Greg?
I am here, man. I'm catching some serious cramps, dog. Like, so I was telling Jason earlier today, man. I did my 2 a day, and I did legs today, and I did some cardio right before we got on here. And dude, I'm cramping up bad. Like I'm getting like it feels like somebody kicking me in my side, bro. So my apologies. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh man, they calling you old, Greg. They calling you old, man.
Hey. I am.
Shakur going to be Thursday night fighter. We want KOs on Saturdays so we can have time to party before 2 a.m. hits. I feel you on that. I mean, yeah, but I mean, hopefully this year, I don't know who Shakur is going to be fighting. I haven't had anything come out for sure, Shakur in June, but we'll see. He had said at one point he might spin the block with Frank, but haven't heard anything about that. So I'm kind of glad not to be hearing anything out in social media because I don't think great business deals are done out front like that. I think they're done behind the scenes. We get it on the back end. So we'll see about that. You gonna make it, my man?
Yeah, I'm
damn.
Just dude. I ain't got no damn COVID. Shawnee D said, Greg took a sip of that chitlin broth. Good Lord. Nah, man,
But I will say this, y'all. I mean, I don't know if it was Jay or Mr. Vegas. I said in there, we gotta hold all fighters accountable to giving us the fights that we want to see sooner versus later. I'm talking about the Tanks. I'm talking about the Canelos. We can't just keep supporting poor products that they keep giving us. We can't keep doing that. We gotta be happy with what they got. We gotta be happy with we gotta push what we want. Basically, we can't just let them keep giving us the BS fights and stuff like that and charging us for these fights like that. I'm a big Tank fan, and I've been on record saying this year he needs to fight Frank, Shakur, or Devin. I need to see those fights. I don't want to see another, Hector Luis Garcia or anyone else, anything like that nature. I need to see the bigger fights. That's what I need to see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Jay.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, Edwin De Los Santos, aka Ghost, versus Frank Martin would be a great fight. I think it'd be a good fight as well. I think that would be good.
Hey, check out what Santos said. So Santos said
about Steve Kim's analysis that the downfall in fights has been due to lackluster trilogies. I thought about that and made me think Bud Spence was too late. I can agree that it was a little late there. AS Meeks, I can't do nothing for him. I can't do nothing for Greg at this point.
You know what I'm saying, dog? I'm like a trooper, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm a real one. You know what I'm saying? I just keep coming. Pause. So I don't just fall off, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like LeBron.
Hey Jay, I think Tank was just really trolling. I'm hoping Tank was truly trolling big time with the whole Ben stuff, because I was and still am completely against a Tank versus Conor Ben fight. It serves no purpose, none. No, not even weight class, nothing. Belts, nothing. So I can't back that at all. Not at all.
God, I forgot what I was about to say. I'm reading the chat.
So regarding Santos?
No, not Santos. De Los Santos. I mean, any of those fights at 35, man. Who?
To Santos' comment about Steve Kim about the lackluster.
Oh, man. I think if anything is damaging boxing, I think it's probably bad promoting, man, actually. Fighters, the lack of an ability to make your fighter a brand name has contributed to the downfall of boxing, in my opinion, because you got certain promoters and brands that are not good at promoting fighters, specifically of certain descents, and they rely heavily on the popularity of other fighters to try to drum up interest. And then when those fans don't get the opportunity to see those fights, they then start to blame the other fighter, knowing damn well that their fighter has not been brought up in a manner that would allow them to get big bucks. And so it hurts the fight. So to me, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. It's all moving parts. It's not just a simple fix or just one thing, So, but now, so let's transition to one of your favorite fighters.
I'm gonna let you transition. Let me take a quick break. I'm gonna go try to get some water.
So basically, what I'm talking about transitioning, talking about Claressa Shields calling out Keith Thurman over and over again. She called him out. She was on interview with Wally, and she was talking like Keith Thurman's not a good boxer. all he has is power. I'm not following that at all. Because to me, Keith Thurman is a better boxer than he is a power puncher. And she's saying that she could beat Keith easily. She's not easily, but she says she can beat Keith. I'm like, leave Keith alone. This ain't it. I mean, I'm not mad at Keith for not really wanting to take that fight because, or even if it's just for charity, it's not a good look for Keith. He wins, he's supposed to win. It's a bad look for him. If he loses or she does anything devastating to him, it's a bad look. It's a lose-lose for him. He's immediate. Yeah, she did get dropped. I mean, whether she got up or not, I was inspired, but you're not gonna get past Keith Thurman. You know, I'm just, and I respect her ability. She's a hell of a fighter. She's one of the best women fighters of all time. You know, but she's talking about fighting Keith at 147. Why not just fight Alicia Baumgarten at 147? She's there. You know, I don't understand her obsession with Keith. Now, she did say that Keith had been out of the ring for 2 years. So she's banking on the fact that his inactivity is going to give her a chance to win. Claressa, you don't punch hard enough. You don't have Ann Wolf power. If you had Ann Wolf power, I'll give you some type of chance in that. In this here, no, you don't have the power to keep him off of you in the ring. He would take you out. We did a poll and people said they just want to see her get her head knocked off. And yeah, Mr. Viz, she's a hell of a female women's fighter. She is, no doubt about it. Her versus Keith, and Keith is not a lower level fighter. You know, despite his inactivity, he can handle his business still. He still has a high ass boxing IQ. She makes it seem like Keith is just a slugger. He brings more to the ring than just punching power because he's known as one time, but he ain't been one time in a long time. So he's been winning fights because of his boxing ability, not because of his punching power. So I don't know where she's getting that from. I'm just like, she has fighters that she could be fighting. She got a rematch with Michaela Mayer. She can also fight Claressa. She could fight Alicia Baumgarten at 147. Now she's doing MMA now. She has an MMA fight coming up, and it's supposed to be at 155, but supposedly she can't make that weight, so it's going to be at like 160. So I'm like, if you're talking like you can't get down to this MMA, and you can't, why the hell you gonna get down to try to fight Keith? It's an illness she has for Keith Thurman. She needs to just let that ship sail and let it go. Bury it and don't bring it up ever again because it's not necessary. You got other people in and around your weight class to fight. Makes no sense. None whatsoever. No. Big Smear say he thinks Shields is in love with Thurman. Helga from Philly Arnold.
My thing is this, dog. I've had enough of Claressa Shields. I have. The total disrespect for Keith Thurman. As a fighter, to think like that you can come into the ring and just beat Keith Thurman, how is that going to happen? How are you going to do this? That's what I want to understand, Jay. Okay, so she says that she's bigger than Keith Thurman. We do understand that. But that's just from an overall body weight perspective, right? You got to look at her actual percentage of fat versus lean muscle mass. Keith Thurman at 147 is probably 8% body mass. You're talking about almost just nothing but lean muscle versus her, who's probably 160 pounds and probably 30% fat. So they are not the same size. She has absolutely. Let's just throw her in the ring with a man. Throw her in the ring with a man. That's what I would like to see.
I wouldn't.
Why not?
It's bad. It's a bad optics on every which way. I put it like this. She calling out Keith Thurman. Who's the best, greatest tennis player of all time, male or female? Would you say Serena Williams?
What do you know? If you're comparing her to a man, no. Are you talking about accomplishment?
What she's accomplished. I'm not talking about what they accomplished.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So get this. Serena played against a man that was ranked like in the hundreds or something like that. Got her ass whipped.
Destroyed.
Got her ass whipped. This will be worse for Claressa because Keith is not a 100th ranked fighter. He's still a top 10 fighter, even with his inactivity. So she doesn't stand a chance in hell against Keith Thurman. Not at all. Again, if she had Ann Wolf power, maybe she have a puncher's chance slightly, because Ann Wolf could crack back in the day when she fought. Ann Wolf was no joke. But for her to stay in this obsession with Keith, knowing that she got dropped in sparring as well. I mean, come on, man. She needs to let the shit go, man. Let the shit go. I'm glad Keith didn't take the bait. I wouldn't even done it for charity neither, because it's a bad look. This ain't like what happened in the NBA the other day when they had the 3-point shootout and it was Steph versus Sabrina, you know. And then even Kenny Smith was talking about, well, let Sabrina shoot from the women's line. No, keep it equal all the way around. Sabrina can shoot her ass off, and she only lost by 3.
Yeah, got it.
So, but yeah, she knew to let that ship sell. So we got one more thing on the docket. One more thing on the docket. So, gonna let your favorite female boxer rest in Claressa Shields. So, our boy, Jaron Ennis. He's been ordered to fight Cody Crowley to defend his IBF title. Now, we knew this was supposed to be a fight for the vacant IBF title last winter. It didn't happen. They said Cody Crowley backed out. That's how Boots got the belt without having to fight anyone. Bozy also said that Boots had like 3 or 4 people back out last year as well. So now with this happening, I don't like this, because it was rumored that Boots was preparing for Mario Barrios. I think that would have been a much better fight than a Cody Crowley. But we're here, possibly. And it'll be what it is, man. We think that's going to be a good fight, or what's your thoughts on that?
It's a good fight, dog. I just wonder if Cody Crowley is going to actually make it to the actual fight. We've seen Cody Crowley pull out of a fight with Jaron Ennis one time before. So I like the fight. It's the best fight that Jaron can get. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not the best fight he can get. The best fight he can get, to me, it would be Mario Barrios. That would be the best fight for Jaron Boots Ennis. You know, I take this Cody Crowley fight because Crowley can fight, but I see Boots taking care of him pretty nicely. You know, but it'll be a step up fight. It's good to put on his resume, and it's a good fight for him. You know, now if Crowley will back out, we'll see. If he don't back out, we'll see. But it's rumored to be on the undercard of Canelo's fight on May 4th. We still don't know who Canelo's fighting, but Boza already let the cat out the bag that it's going to be on that card there. And hopefully after this fight here, then we'll see Boots in action at least once more this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know Boots, and we know Bozy said that Barrios pulled out because his wife or his spouse had a baby or something of that nature there. So it was something family related, which is why he pulled out. I heard rumors that the reason Cody Crowley pulled out last winter was because of pay. So again, those are rumors on why he pulled out, but he gets another chance now.
Yeah.
So, Veronica, I get you what saying about Boots needing to do more media, but if that's not him, that's not him. You know, we don't want him. We want him being authentic. We want him being himself. You know, get him a hype man though. If he get a hype man, get him a Bernie the Boxer. He'll be good. He'll be good then. You know, get him one of his relatives like whose uncle was that? I think for Devin. Devin has an uncle that talks a lot, and we know Bill talks a lot, so that'd be good as well.
So we turned on the phone lines, man. So let me I'm hanging in there, Jay. I'm hanging in there, brother.
You got all the control. You got the control center.
I know. I'm about to give up though. So here's the phone line, guys. Call in again. My apologies. I usually would give you guys better insight than what I've been doing, but Good Lord. Yeah, I'm getting kicked in the side. Let's see. So phone lines are open. Also, let me say this though, Jay. Let me see how many people we got in the building currently. We got. Hold on. Give me 1 second. So we got 75 people in the building, 36 likes. If you get the opportunity, guys, please smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you are interacting. If you're new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast. We are always dropping sports-related content on a daily basis. And then finally, our new channel, AM Sports Cover 4. Make sure you go check it out. Subscribe to the link that's pinned to the chat. FSU Walt, what's going on with you, fam?
What's going on, Greg, man? We need to send that ambulance down there for you, man.
Boy, it's feeling like it right now. It's feeling like it right now.
Look, I put it on there. I'm like, damn. I was like, what's going on?
I think I might have
drink some of that Miami water.
It could have been. I think I worked. I overdid it today, man. I overdid it today with the workout, man.
His tummy hurt.
I overdid it with the workout. That's what happened.
I'm calling in about the boots thing. It's like Cody Crowley. I'm glad he's finally getting a fight, but if everybody here has seen Cody Crowley fight, he's got his head in your chest, and it's like he fights with his head down a lot. So I just see that fight ending in an uppercut or a hook, in like maybe the third or fourth. Once he tastes his Boots' power, I think things are gonna get a little different, and all that coming forward is gonna slow up. But Jason was just talking about it earlier about after Boots dispatches of him, Boots' only shot after that of getting a real fight is going to 154. Because at 147, I don't think Stanios and them dudes are going to take a fight with him unless the pay is really heavy. Because it's like, it's really not a win situation for any of them guys. If you really look at his skill set, the only dude at 147 that is a fight is Terence. And Terence, is it really going to go to 154 probably for the last few things of his career? So if I'm Boots, as soon as I beat this dude, I'm calling out Tim Tszyu right away because that's where the money's at 154.
Hey, soon as he heard that Boots, soon as he heard Boots' name, he started talking about 160. So
yeah, but I know that because you already know Ortiz isn't going to fight him. De La Hoya's kept him away from him the whole time. So if Boots goes 154. You know, they're going to run away from that, too. So he's kind of like the man that, nobody wants to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think if him and Terence did fight, I'd still have Terence getting him. You know what I'm saying? But I think it would be one of the best fights that we've seen since, we were all younger brothers. You know what I mean? And on the Claressa Shields thing, I'm kind of getting to the point where I want her to get in there and get knocked out. And I love Claressa, but just all the talking it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, come on, Mom. It's like a lot of women ain't gonna be happy till like LeBron puts on a dress and goes out and starts scoring 800. You know what I mean? It's just I don't get this where they think they can just cross over and just fight men or play against men, and if it's the other way around where men wants to cross over into their league, they'll act like somebody killed their baby. You know what I mean? So they should just stop talking about it. Y'all shouldn't even give that any airtime. And last thing, what I was saying last week about these people not fighting everybody. Like I'm waiting because Tank, they say, got the ankle bracelet off. So I want to see Tank get, somebody deep, like maybe even O'Reilly or somebody decent just to get his bearings back. And then it's gotta be like Martin or Shakur or, I don't think he's going to go to 154 and fight Devin. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's going to be there because my words, guys, Devin's going to be looking emaciated when that weigh-in comes for the Ryan Garcia fight. Because Devin Haney's a welterweight right now, fighting at 140. You know what I'm saying? He was a welterweight fighting at 135. So he's going to struggle to make this weight, and after that, he's probably going to try to string it out as long as he can while Boots is still at 147, but he's going to 147 soon. And y'all have a good one, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Walt.
Appreciate it.
That was FSU Walt. I know FSU Walt is already following AM Sports Cover 4. The link is pinned at the top. Go make sure you become a subscriber, and you will get the opportunity to be entered in a raffle for $200. 206, you in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with you, fam?
Man, it's been some time, Jason and Greg.
What's going on with you, fam?
What's happening, Bando?
What's good with you? It's your boy Bando, man. For the chat. It's your boy Bando. What's up with you, Greg, bro? You know I got to come and set the record straight. As soon as that man Nello decides that he wants that fight and sees the money that is potentially going to gain, he going to take that fight. We ain't going to sit here and push this narrative. We don't want the Bud and Nello. I'm not letting that go down. The real, and I don't care about them two cats that commented up under my comment, talk about as a Bud fan, they don't want the fight. As a Bud fan, if you say that, I don't know if you're a real Bud fan at this point. What's the biggest fight as a Bud fan for Bud to make right now? Because it isn't Jaron Ennis. It isn't the rematch with Errol Spence. So if we ain't going there, we going up from here.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though, Band Up. So
yeah,
so you're saying that this is the fight that Bud fans would want, but what if it was guaranteed that Bud was going to get KO'd in this fight? I'm talking about stretch. Would you still want the fight?
Time out. That's the thing about it. You as a real, because you like to put the little emphasis when you be in your video saying Terence Crawford fans. You know what I'm saying? So as a Bud fan, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say no Bud fan is gonna sit here and say he getting knocked out. None of us. Wanna know why? Because the real Bud fans see the skill that boy possesses. He ain't getting knocked out.
That's
not a possibility.
But
for
that's
Bud
not
to
the
be
question.
knocked out.
That's not the question I'm asking you, though. The question I'm asking you is this: if you knew that Terence Crawford 100% was going to get sparked, would you just rather him not fight Canelo? That way you can keep up with the narrative that he would spark Canelo? I'm just asking the question.
No. I want Terence to put it all on the line so we can stop all these questions that you guys have like these. The same thing went for the Earl thing. Oh, we want to see him against a pressure fighter, against somebody that breaks ribs and all this other jibber jab. Bro, we want him to go to the same thing. We want him to do that so we can see here and look at you Errol Spence fans and be like, what? Your boy did what? And Terence did what? Okay, then.
Hey, Ben, I got a question for you.
What's up?
So if David Benavidez, let's say David Benavidez gets this fight with Canelo on May 4th. He beats Canelo. They don't have a rematch. Would you want Bud to fight David Benavidez?
The size and the dynamics of the body frame are different for David Benavidez.
Answer the question, yes or no, sir.
No, you want him to be the middleweight champ? You want him to be the super middleweight champion?
No,
you want him to be the super middleweight champion, though.
Come out. Hey, yo. Okay, so if you're going to put that in the stature in their body is different. We're not going to sit here and say, oh, if Floyd Mayweather had the same aggression like Terence Crawford has, we replace Floyd with Terence, and Floyd say he wants to go up 3 classes. We're not going to sit here and let Floyd go against Benavidez. Do you see how different the size that is? No, but Floyd was able to go against Canelo. Listen. Floyd was Canelo for what? Because of the size, that dynamic that he was. Canelo just got more weight now. He got thicker. You know what I mean? He didn't get no taller. He didn't hit another growth spurt. The size of it, the tallness of him and the size of David Benavidez is 2 different heights. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So another fight David Benavidez though?
You what?
So who's taller? Who's taller, Canelo or Crawford? Since you're saying size and height and everything.
So I was talking about as far as the what's it called? The size difference between Canelo and Benavidez.
So what I'm getting from this, you're cherry picking the person you want to fight at 168.
How we no. We're not cherry picking anything.
Yes.
Because if Canelo goes in there, watch. If Canelo goes in there and beats Benavidez, we still want that fight. Left or right. But if he goes in there and lose, we still want that fight. He's cash cow. We still want that fight, win or lose. But you guys want to sit here and put David Benavidez in the dynamic of Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford ain't never said nothing about David Benavidez.
Hold on, Banda. Let me ask you a question now. Because you're saying that y'all want that fight win, lose, or draw. But most Crawford fans want that fight because they believe that Crawford can beat Canelo, and they believe somehow Crawford would get the same level of respect being the 3-time undisputed. Now you're just trying to cast that to the side and say, no, they just want to see. Come on.
No.
But that's what you just said, though.
No. That's not what we're going to do. That is what comes with it. No. That's not what comes with it. What is the difference? Hold on. What's the difference between him becoming 3-time undisputed fighting Canelo and with him going back to Jaron Bruce Ennis and getting that 3-time undisputed? The money. That's the difference. That's what we're talking about.
So you want him to get the money?
The money's the difference.
So you want him to get the money?
Yes, that's what Bud wants too. The money.
Okay, I don't disagree with that, and I would love for Bud to go get that lesser money, because after Canelo gets destroyed by David Benavidez, it ain't gonna really have that kind of money. So then Bud fans he gonna get that little 7 million he used to. How do you feel about that?
I don't want Bud to get no less money. I want Bud to go out with the highest money, and if he can get these accolades, go get these accolades for the boy. I want Bud to get the Canelo fight. I want what he wants. And I understand the reasons why he wants it.
No, I want him to get the Benavidez fight. I want Benavidez to win the title. Then I want Bud to go to become undisputed 3 times.
Hold on, you want to know why? You want to know why? Because you angry man, Greg. You angry man, podcast, Greg. That's why. You didn't want my Huskies to win, even though you had a little bit of juice left from my guys. You didn't really want them to win. You know what I mean? We felt it over there. We felt it.
No, we didn't.
You know what I mean?
We wanted you to cry like us.
Man, we was doing good, man. Up there, we was doing so good. We was doing so good, man. I was right 13 times in a row.
Hey, misery love company.
No, but the thing about it is you kept telling me we was going to get beat at some point in time during the year, and that ain't happening to the national championship.
Hey, Jason, I didn't even see Jason Will. He say angry, bitter, petty man Greg. Oh, man, that's too funny.
Yeah, but I had to come and set the record straight.
Band up, you breaking up, bro.
Bad too.
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm driving. But I'm saying, you guys were talking all this stuff over the net. You know what I mean? In the last couple videos, man, then I have to come. You know what I mean? Set the record straight about how this is going.
Can't hear you, band up. You breaking up.
Hey, Greg, King Art said, you want to see Crawford lose so bad your stomach hurts.
Hey, listen. I don't want to see Terence Crawford lose to Canelo Alvarez. People think I want to see that. Here's the interesting thing about it. Like, my preference is to not see Terence Crawford lose to Canelo Alvarez. That's my preference. However, if he were to lose, the benefit of it would be seeing all those Bud fans that thought he could leap buildings in a single bound cry. And that would bring me much joy. So I would rather see Crawford win because I don't want to see him lose to Canelo. But, hey, there's benefits in him losing. How about that?
But why would I bring up David Benavidez? They started bringing up measurables and everything.
What?
Why is that? When I bring up David Benavidez being a potential fight, they bring up measurables. I'm like, he's at 168.
68 is 68. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. If you want to go up and win a title at 68, then he needs to be able to go up and win a title at 68 against anybody. I don't want somebody that can go up and hold a title just because they can beat this one guy this one particular guy at this one point in time that they might match up with. No, hell no.
That's why I posed that question. So I was like, if Benavidez was champion, would you be calling for that fight?
No, they wouldn't be calling for it.
No.
They think. Here's what Terence Crawford fans think. I'm telling you, man. If he beats Canelo, they'll brag about him going up and being 3 times undisputed. if it's not Canelo or Canelo's already lost, they're not going to be interested in that fight because they know him just moving up and facing him doesn't mean anything. Hold on, let me take this call. What's going on? What's going on with you?
Chilling like a villain. Hey, so check this out. So does Bud got anywhere else to go? Because Canelo said no, right? And Zoo's already tied up with what's his name? Against Thurman, right?
Yeah.
So who does Crawford got to fight? The only one left is Boots, right? Who else can he fight?
That's why they keep bringing that topic up with Tim Bradley. Did you see that video where they were bringing that topic up with Tim Bradley?
Yeah. But Tim Bradley's the way he. Did you see that last fight when what's it called? When Teo straight got his ass dominated, and the whole fight Bradley's over here narrating it like as if Teo's winning the fight, and now Bradley in his latest interviews he's all saying, "Oh yeah, what's his name? Ortiz got robbed." Man, during the fight you were making it seem like as if Teo was winning the fight. What are you talking about? So man, Bradley has no man. I don't like the way that he calls fights, man. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. I ain't the biggest fan of Tim Bradley how he call fights either, man. Tim Bradley is he's on one quite often, to be quite honest with you.
Big time. But I mean, like where else can Bud go though? I mean, honestly, where else can Bud go? Because like I said, and I just heard that the Spence fight is off, right?
Yeah,
not officially.
Yeah, what was the that it was likely not to happen? I think that came from Dan Raphael.
Well, Suleiman did an interview, the WBC, saying that the fight's probably not going to happen too. He just said that recently. So
yeah,
I don't know. So I don't know what becomes of that right there. So I mean, Bud's got to realize too that there's really no big payday for him out there. He just fight Boots, he can become 3 times undisputed. I would love to see that, man. And he'd get the fight against the up-and-coming Lion, man. And I mean, nobody gets to do that. Come on, man, take it. If you're so bad, take that fight because Canelo don't want none of you. And like you said, man, like if Bud wants to fight Canelo, okay, but the thing about it is that just like you said, fight Benavidez. It's the same weight.
Yep.
I mean, Canelo's dead. Yeah, well, Canelo ain't gonna do it yet, but I mean, man, but if Bud really wants to fight Canelo, it's all about the money, and we all know that if Canelo hits him, he's gonna go down. But I mean, Bud can probably outbox him. But if Canelo hits him, he's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Crawford can outbox him. I've never doubted that. I think Crawford has better overall skills, but also I don't think the gap is as big as people think it is in terms of skill. And if you got one fighter versus another fighter, one fighter is an A+ in skills, and the other one, let's call it, is a B+. But the B+ fighter hits a lot harder and is bigger. But we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah.
If it ever happens, which it doesn't sound like it will.
I don't think it's happening either, man. But I just don't want to see Canelo get away from Benavidez, man. It looks like he's trying to do everything he can to get away from him, man. That ain't right, man. There's got to be something done about these commissions, man, to be letting that shit happen, man. Because Benavidez, Abel Sanchez, but I can't stand that bastard too. That guy used to be what's his name, Triple G's trainer. That bastard, I saw him in an interview talking about, Benavidez has to earn the right to fight Canelo. He has to earn that right to fight Canelo. Hell, man, that Buffalo's already earned his right to fight Canelo, man. Talking about he has to earn the right. He ready to beat down Boo Boo. He straight took down Caleb Plant, but he's all trying to say, but Canelo stopped Caleb Plant and Benavidez didn't. But man, that damn ref, who was that ref? Was that whatever that ref name? That ref that always loved Mayweather. Man, that fool was letting Plant hold on the whole damn fight. If you didn't let him hold on, then Benavidez would have put him out too. So I don't even know that BS excuse right there. But I mean, man, I don't know, man. Hope that we get that Benavidez fight. And think about it. Remember, like I told you guys, that if Canelo does not fight Benavidez, then I'm not ordering it. But I'm in a bad predicament because I heard that Boots is going to be on the undercard. And me, I'm a big Boots fan, so I'm going to have to take back bite my words, man.
Well, yeah, we'll see who he has there. You know, there is some logic behind it is actually going to be Benavidez, but I don't know, man. We'll see.
Man, yeah, like I say, man. Well, I'll leave you guys on that note right there. I just wanted to let it be known, man. It's got to be Benavidez, man, like I say. And I got to go back to my word if Booster's on the undercard because, man, Booster's my guy, straight up. But, hey, man, I appreciate the time, appreciate the platform. Send a shout out to my dad in heaven. Love you, Dad. My son, Jeremiah. Love you, son. Thanks a lot, Jason and Greg. You guys have a real nice afternoon, man. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate you, Adrian, as always.
All right, later.
All right, man.
Craig, I've been reading. It's the measurables why they don't want him to fight David Benavidez now. It's the measurables.
Yeah, let me give a shout out to Steph Brown, man. Appreciate it. $9.99. Be well, AM Sports Media Tandem. I've been listening to the show for well over a year now, and have never commented. Fanon recommended you, gents. Appreciate you, you guys' hard work. Box on. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
All right. Somebody was calling in.
Is 168. Benavidez has fought basically everyone in the damn division that everyone said that he needed to fight. He's earned the shot to fight Canelo. He's the mandatory as well.
Yeah,
Case
I
closed
want
for
to see
168.
I want to see him in there with Canelo as well. That's the fight that
And
needs to be
again,
made as far as I'm concerned.
Regardless of the outcome of Canelo versus Benavidez, the next fight, I don't care if Blood fights Canelo then. I just want Benavidez to get his first shot at Canelo. He's earned it.
What's going on with you, fam?
So just real quick, you guys are twisting this up. Terence wants to fight him because of he's Canelo for the money. He doesn't care if it's 168. If Canelo was at 182 and if Crawford could get there, he would fight him because everybody puts their name like Canelo's this big draw. That's why he wants that fight. He doesn't care about the 168 belt. It's people keep saying he'll be the 3-time. His thing is the money because he has one more good fight in him. So I can't blame him for that. He's like, of course he's not going to fight. David is like, come on, bro. He's not going to do that. It's just about fighting Canelo, doing something that Floyd did, beating him, and getting that last big payday. He doesn't care about that. So I understand y'all throwing, and I like I said before, I was an Arrow guy too, but it seems like y'all was so mad that he beat Arrow that you're trying to throw the big giant on him. Like, he never said he wanted to fight for the 168 belt. He said he wants Canelo.
But walk. Number one, they said he's right. They said money and legacy. But number two, a lot of the what we say are pointed at the fans in the comment section that.
No. Yeah. I agree with the fans that be on there. You know, they say some crazy shit. But I've listened to Crawford. He just wants Canelo. He wants that notch on his belt, and he wants that last big payday. It's like, because I want him to fight Boots, but I don't blame him for taking that. Because Canelo, to me, is an easier fight than Boots for him. Because Canelo's going to fight on the front foot. If he can stay away from the power, he's going to... Think about this. Austin Trout, Lara, and Floyd all embarrassed him in the ring. Right? We watched all them fights, and look at Dibble just did it. Anybody with good footwork who gets in and out on this dude, Canelo has big trouble with. So... My thing is this: Crawford, if he fights smart, it's gonna be a 12-round exhibition because Canelo's slow of foot now. But stop pushing the narrative of him fighting Benavidez for a belt. He wants to fight for the money, and that'll be it for me today. Y'all have a good one.
All right, appreciate you all. So Walt, that narrative is, or those comments is to fight a narrative that he just wants to go up and show how great he is, because in reality, we understand that he really wants to go up and get a paycheck. So if you really just wanted him to go up, if Crawford was really just wanting to go up and do that, which the narrative his fans are trying to paint that narrative, then it wouldn't matter. He would fight David Benavidez or Canelo Alvarez. But we all know it's about the money, and that's the reason why we use that logic.
That's all it is.
What's going on, Jerry?
Let him cook. Let him cook. It's Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. How's it going, my friends?
What's going on, Jerry?
What's happening, Jerry?
Man. Listen, if Regis Prograis gets it out the mud, Terence Crawford gets it out of charcoal. It is shameful to hate, and I'm looking at the chat, that this African-American man who lives his life right, takes care of his family, ain't out drinking drunk, crashing cars and chasing women, stays out of scandal. The man that is the hero to some of the most talented young boxers in the game, Shakur, on and on. Look up to him. It is shameful. The same individuals that target other YouTube channels that say you're trying to keep the black man down are the ones that love to shit on the best pound-for-pound fighter in the last 10 years. The man who has stopped 14 out of the last 15 opponents way before Snack. The man that jumped from 140 and took on the biggest welterweight at 147, who just got off from beating Pacquiao. Jeff Horn was the biggest welterweight in the division, brother. What did Crawford do to him? Jose Benavidez, one-legged, who just fought Charlo at 165. What did Crawford do to him? So what you have to understand, and I disagree with some of the other callers that are saying that Crawford is just out for a check. Not true. The check is part of it. But he wants big fights. He wants them to count. Crawford is 36. So I have some good news for the PBC operatives. The Terence Crawford haters. You ain't going to see him along much longer. He's going to be gone. He's got 1, 2, maybe 3 more fights. And then you can continue to shit on Shakur and everyone else, the Haneys of the world, because that's terrible for boxing. And you can continue to follow your Tank Davises. Think he got his ankle bracelet removed today. Keep following those guys. Those are the role models. Guys driving around drunk in cars. Let's follow those guys. Let's be 100% honest and faithful to those athletes because they deserve it. Moving on. Greg, if you can understand why Crawford will move up, at first he said Canelo was too big. But then he started to look at the measurables and realize, same height, I have longer reach, he's heavier, but I'm strong. You remember how Crawford shoved your boy Spence from one side to the other? He did the same thing to Jeff Horn. His first fight at 147, Jeff Horn, who finished his career at 160, 168, was the biggest welterweight at the time, shoved him from one side to the next. Crawford is strong like that. This isn't anything new. 14 out of his last 15 opponents have gone to sleep early. They all had off nights. Because Crawford makes everybody look like a nobody. He fights Boots, lays him out. He wasn't ready.
Facts.
Didn't have enough experience.
Facts.
He beats Canelo. Canelo off his prime.
Facts.
He fights and beats Benavidez. Too young.
All facts.
So, that is why Terence Crawford could care less about what people think. He was on the wrong side of the street. Now he's a free agent. Now I see the PBC operatives going, we're not going to give him any other fights except Spence. He's a free agent. Isn't this what was the holdup? Wasn't the holdup because he was with Top Rank? Wasn't that it? All these years? Wrong side of the street? He's a free agent, and that's not good enough. My God. The state of affairs. Because here's what I will tell you. Zoo, in a sort of way, ducked him. He was engaged with Crawford, decided to go with Thurman. I hope Zoo looks good March 30th and takes out the old dog. Because Crawford is going to exercise super champion at the WBO and be his mandatory.
So wouldn't that mean he ducking Teofimo?
Teofimo is just talking. He's just talking. Now, I wouldn't mind if Teofimo exercises his WBO super champ rights and him and Crawford could get it on in April, and then Sue and Terence can get it on in September or July. All good. All good. But Crawford can't do anything right in the eyes of the haters. And he ain't trying to convince you either. Because at this point, you make no sense. Nothing is enough. Crawford was holding up negotiations.
He was.
That's why the rematch with Spence didn't happen.
He was.
Never mind, Showtime went out of business and didn't have any money.
They don't have anything to do with it. Showtime got plenty of money.
He waited till January, February to get cataract surgery. Man, that rematch is right around the corner. I'll be ready, man. Get out the feelings. Let's get serious, guys. So here's the thing. Until Canelo announces his next opponent, which I still believe Benavidez and Crawford are in the mix, maybe to not be next, but at some point, right? So here's the thing about Canelo. The guy fights 2-3 times a year. During COVID, he fought 4 times a year. Your boy Tank needs a warm-up, a tune-up, because he hasn't fought in 10 months. He needs a tune-up. Can Canelo take a tune-up? Can he take a tune-up? Can anyone other than Tank take a tune-up?
Get a whole European diet tune-up.
Ryan Garcia is going to fight 2 times since the last time Tank got in the ring. But it's okay for him to fight Joe Schmo come April, May, or June? That's okay with you guys?
But didn't who did Ryan fight on his way back up? Was it a real stiff competition?
Who was still
that's right,
a top 5, top 10 guy.
Yeah, I agree. So who you think Tank should come back against?
What's that?
Who do you think Tank should come back against?
Listen, if Tank Davis, he ain't going to fight a black guy, number one. So you guys talk about Frank Martin, and stop it. Gary Russell Jr., every African-American fighter that Tank Davis has had beef with. He has Tevin Farmer. You remember when Tevin Farmer had beef with Tank? You remember when Russell had beef with Tank? He's never fought anybody he has beef with. It ain't happening. But I will give him a layup. Fight Edwin De Los Santos, big boy. Fight him.
Why?
I don't want to see you in Rayo. Listen, Rayo is a decent fighter. And I think I was misquoted the last time. Rayo can punch, but he doesn't have snappy punch. You know, he doesn't have that snap power like Ryan Garcia did. And he holds his head up high. But more than likely, he's probably going to take on a Rayo. But if you really that bad, brother, take on Edwin De Los Santos. Why don't you prove to Shakur what a real fighter does?
He's not African American.
Oh, man, I'm gonna show you how to take care of my light work. Fight Edwin De Los Santos. Which reminds me, does your boy Jake still have a job?
Why are you asking us that?
Boxing scene just got purchased by Pro Box TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
No longer has the affiliation with Showtime, Paramount, and BBC.
Yeah.
I hope Jake still has a job. I hope he does. But listen, the other thing that I don't know why we have this connection. When you're pro PBC, you hate Rick Glazier, you don't like Saudi Arabia, the Haney suck, Shakur suck, and of course Terence Crawford is the biggest duck in the world. It's like it's all the same checklist. Top rank is terrible. I'm gonna punch Hearns in the face. I mean, it's like, how is that possible? Canelo's looking for Saudi Arabia money. For those that were saying that ain't no American fighters, no big money guys, no, Tank Davis doesn't want Saudi Arabia money. Everyone else is going, yeah. And you know what? I bet you Al Heyman is going to come around. Because with 12, 14 dates, and you have 300 goddamn fighters under your banner, guys are jumping ship as we speak. There have been guys on the damn shelf ain't fought in 2.5, 3 years on the PBC. Because everything is pay-per-view. But our numbers, we do good business over here. I mean, we got a March date. Who's on the card with Canelo for May? Which leads me into Rick Glazier. Because, I don't know. We just love to hate Rick Glazier. I don't know what the reason is. And maybe people think Rick Glazier's a racist. Is that the issue with Rick Glazier?
I think he's biased.
You think he's a racist?
I know. I think he's biased.
He is biased. He is biased. Let me clue you in on a few things. Number one, Rick Glazier is married to a black woman.
We know.
Number one. Number two, he has already said the problem he has with Al Heyman. He told the story. Al Heyman burned him years ago. Burned him. Rick was introducing him to all kinds of people. He never got into the details. But he said, he burned me. I'm going to stay on his ass until they bury me. So it is personal with him. But it ain't some sort of racial issue.
Who said it was racial?
It's his perspective. But let me tell you something here. Jason, right? It's kind of odd that if Canelo is signed to the PBC, he has a May 4th date, he can't announce his next opponent? Could it be possible that what Rick Glazier is correct? Could it be possible?
No.
That he gave them a 2-week extension to come up with the rest of the money.
No.
Before he makes an announcement. Because terms should already have been negotiated. He signed a 3-fight deal. What's the holdup? What's the holdup? So, don't be surprised if what Rick said was true.
And
Now, granted,
when he's wrong, will you come back on here and say he's wrong?
Of
No,
course.
he won't.
But Rick Glazier, like it or not, has been right more than he's been wrong.
He's been wrong more
And,
than he's been right.
and listen, the thing is that there's nobody else out there like Rick Glazier. You got Dan Raphael. You got everyone else is associated with some sort of publication. Rick is a man on his island. He's a man that's been around forever. He's just going off context. And I think some people think he has an issue with Al Heyman because he's black or something along those lines. I think that may add some fuel to the fire. But no, he told the story. Al Heyman burned him years and years and years ago. They used to work with each other. And that happens, man. Boxing is a cutthroat business. It happens. But that's the reason why Rick has it in for Al Heyman. He makes no bones about it. He tells the story. He doesn't go into detail, but he tells the story. So Canelo's Canelo wants to fight in Saudi Arabia. Guess who's been in touch with Saudi Arabia as well? Terence Crawford. So the PBC operatives are saying Crawford has nowhere to go. Listen, you have somewhere to go, which is out of boxing. You want to share false narratives. You want to continue to keep Terence Crawford down for no goddamn reason. None at all. Don't know what he ever did to you. Doesn't even know you.
Don't know you either.
You got one more fight. You either gonna fight Spence or you can walk. God damn, he should have stayed with Top Rank for all that noise, right? We ain't gonna pay non-PBC fighters. Excuse me? Bro, what's your problem, man? So, Terence Crawford has been talking. Who knows what's next? I was hoping that they would throw Boots and Crawford some money. Oh no! What's wrong with that? The problem with Boots right now is, and I told you, his dad doesn't do him any favors. They have been talking. Anytime you could put a mic in his face, oh yeah, we'll fight. We'll fight, Crawford. We'll fight. Nobody wants to fight us. They've been in negotiations with Crowley for the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks. But yet, every time you see him interview, oh, we want that Crawford. You don't want that fight. Stop pushing false narratives. Spence fans can't make up their mind. The rematch, Tooch, listen, Benavidez, listen, will you fight Wilder? They just want to see Crawford lose, and that's okay. That's okay, because when the world's against you, the outlaws like Terence Crawford rise to the occasion. Not only do we rise, but we're comfortable under pressure. See you next Sunday, my friends. It's Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. Let him fuck!
No gas.
That was Jerry Soriano. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. So one thing I want to address that Jerry said, he complained about Tank not fighting African Americans, but then he says he's pushing to fight De Los Santos, who's not African American. Make it make sense.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Jerry does have inconsistencies in some of his comments. I mean, come on,
like
you can make the comment that you want to fight Terence Crawford and genuinely want to fight Terence Crawford, but also more than likely will not have the opportunity to face Terence Crawford, and therefore you're negotiating with another fighter. You know, it's interesting he makes that comment, but I'm also certain that I heard him say in the past that he was okay with Terence Crawford negotiating with two different parties at the same time, that being Spence and Avanesian. So all the comments, they're sometimes inconsistent, but some of the stuff Jerry says I think I actually agree with. But some of it I'm just like, nah, you way over there somewhere, fam. But Jerry Soriano, there is our lender for life, so I appreciate it every time he calls in. Somebody hit us with $1.99 too, Jay. I want to make sure we acknowledge Steph Brown.
Yeah, he said smash that like button. So if you haven't smashed the like button, go ahead and y'all smash that like button. It's free.
Yeah, it's free, dog. And if you're new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media Angry Man Podcast. We always dropping boxing related content, so make sure you become a subscriber and look at the top of the chat pinned there. If you follow college football, you need to be following us on AM Sports Cover 4. That's our new channel. We wanted to make sure that we separated the boxing from the college football. That way, people that come here for the boxing, they got nothing but the boxing. And people that like boxing, but they also like the college football talk as well. We got college football over there on Cover 4. Already dropped like 3 videos. We got another 3 or 4 coming out this coming up week. Just kind of previewing the season. So I think you guys will really enjoy that, man, if you like college football. But hey, man, if you just want to support the channel, go over there and subscribe to the channel. Get us to 1,000 so we can monetize. And the first 1,000 people will be entered into a raffle to win $200. All right, Jay.
For real.
Man. Woo.
It's just funny how the goalposts be continuously moved. Jerry, you're good at that. It's obvious, but you're consistent. You got your script and you stick to it. Every week. I can almost say what you're going to say before you say it because you said it every week, Jerry.
Oh man, Jerry is very passionate about the sport though, and I do enjoy the passion. And
I get it. I don't think everything Jerry's saying is wrong, but he sticks to certain talking points that are completely wrong and misleading.
Yeah, some of his talking points.
Notice he listened to what we actually tell him, what we agree with him on. With everyone else.
And the Rick Glacier stuff, we actually listed the number of times that Rick has been wrong here recently. So this whole notion that Rick is right more times than he's not is really predicated on like specific stuff that they can't even freaking prove. The only thing that Rick Glacier has been correct about in the last 12 months was Showtime. And then once he gets one right, they extrapolate that to everything that he said. I had been reading Paramount's financials quarterly to understand this because I thought that there was a big chance that Showtime would get out of boxing, and I had no insider, right? It didn't take a genius, right? There was other people that were saying that, like in boxing circles, there were other people saying this. So, like, this isn't like, so, I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway.
It's funny, man.
Phone lines back open. Yeah. I know this one isn't probably going to be a show that's as long as our normal shows, Jay. That be 2 hours and some change because I gotta break away here for a second and run up there and make sure dinner is prepared. But the phone lines are still open, and we're gonna go for a little longer.
Yeah. So just quick recap because there was a fight card on Friday night by Top Rank. They only showed on regular ESPN. They only showed the main and kind of like the co-main and one other fight. They showed one other fight. My bad. But Bruce Shoo Karanen was on there. He fought a 4-round. Basically, it was 4 rounds. He knocked the dude out with a nice, I believe it was a counter right cross. And now it looked like when Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. That's how it looked. Exactly like that way dude went down and was out. And then O'Shaquie Foster came in, fought the main. I thought he wanted a clear decision, but one of the judges had it for Supernova, which was whack on that. But it was a decent card. Those two of the 3 fights that I saw, there was a decent card. So no complaints on that one. None whatsoever. But Jerry, my gosh. That is oh man. But I did see that Frank kind of posted that he's has an announcement coming. So hopefully that's soon. And to everyone saying, well, why wasn't Tank doing XYZ? Well, most people knew he had a situation where he couldn't leave his home. And he made that public, about that. So that's why he couldn't really have a fight no time soon. Now that he's posted that nothing's on his ankle, hopefully that means he's getting back in training fully because he was already in training, from what I understood, in his home where he could go. And hopefully he'll be able to move around and get things going. Most importantly, just stay good outside of the ring, as good as he is on inside the ring. Give us the fights that we want to see sooner than later.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, Jay, if we ain't got no more callers, we had the hour and 40-minute mark. This might be where we go ahead and shut it down, at least for today. Certainly, we will be back this upcoming week with content. But, man, I want to say, got 88 people in the building, 75 likes. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Make sure that you become a subscriber on the way out. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure you smash that subscription button and turn on your notifications. And also, if you are not subscribed to AM Sports Cover 4 yet, please go over there and subscribe if you are currently in the chat or watching this later. Go over there and subscribe. Help us get to the 1,000 mark. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, we will enter you into a raffle to win $200. So go over there, hit the subscribe button as you leave this video's pinned at the top of the chat. All right, y'all.
You got a question, Greg?
Yep.
They got a question. So AS Meeks 39 says specifically to you, what exactly do you have against Bud besides the EJ fight?
Where is that? AS Meek Greg, besides the EJ fight, what exactly do you have against? Nothing. Terence Crawford actually resonates with me as a family man, someone who respects money, someone who respects finances. So those are all things that are going to resonate with me. So I have nothing against Terence Crawford whatsoever. Like I mentioned in one of the shorts that we have, I really don't hate Terence Crawford. It's more of some of his sycophant fans that go to a point where it's like anything that you say rational becomes hate. And so that's where my challenge is. But, you know, I've had a challenge, but I don't dislike Terence Crawford.
Hey, Banda, why not want the Canelo fight? Because there's a better person in line to fight Canelo.
Yes.
That's David Benavidez. And no, this doesn't mean that David Benavidez is going to beat him. He's earned the right. He's the mandatory. And it's not like if it was one weight class, I wouldn't be bothered as much. He's going up 3 weight classes, and he's going to be jumping past one person that's deserving of the fight. I don't understand what the problem is. I understand everyone wants Bud to get his money. I want him to get his money too. I don't care. But I also want to see the best available fights. And I think the better fight for 168 is Canelo and David Benavidez.
Yeah, I feel the same. I don't want Terence Crawford to move up and skip the line to get the opportunity to become the 168-pound undisputed champion. I do have a problem with that because in one breath, you know, people want him to become the 168-pound champion. In another breath, they don't want him to fight anybody else at the division. Then why would you want him to be the champion? Just to get a trinket title or a trinket reign, so you can say he was 3-time undisputed. I don't like that. That's not what I don't dig that.
And like we talked about this before when people well, Roy went up to heavyweight. Yeah, Roy went to heavyweight and picked the weakest of the heavyweight champions at the time. He picked John Ruiz. He didn't pick Lennox Lewis. If he wanted to be the best and say he wanted to be the best at heavyweight as well, he would have fought Lennox Lewis. He picked John Ruiz because I was perfect. It was tailored. It was perfect for him. It was still a challenge because he had to go up in weight, yes. But Ruiz was slow, flat-footed, and Roy knew this. So it was perfect. He did something no one has ever done before, yes. So he checked that box off, but he also made the least risk of it all.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we appreciate everybody that was in the chat today. Salute. On your way out, go to AM Sports Cover 4. We got 75 people in the building, so we should get 75 subscriptions in the next 3 minutes on AM Sports Cover 4, linked at the top. Go support the channel. Until next time, guys, peace. Trying to push their ass there. I think.